This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2018 McKinley Model 189. Alright, so I'm here on the door side of the trailer. You see you got regular scissor type stabilizers. It works with a crank or with a 3/4 inch socket on a drill. Alright, you got a power awning, outside speakers, dual axles, pass-through front storage, okay, a power tongue jack, you have an up and down and obviously a hitch light on it, deep cycle marine battery, and 2 LP tanks which are full. This is the exterior of the water heater. The switch to operate it is inside, but as you can see, the drain plug is out. Let me show you. The drain plug is out. This is obviously where the water drains from. That's a pressure release valve, safety device, so keep in mind. Never drain the water or vent it with hot water in it. You always got to let it cool down first. You have an outside shower right here, hot and cold water. You have city water hookup right here, which is the most common way you'll get water to the trailer. You just about always use this feature here. But if you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then you can use the onboard pump to pressurize the water. So even if you don't have city water, you can still use all the plumbing. This is just in case you want to hook up a solar panel to charge your battery. It only charges the battery. That's it right there. You got a 30-foot, 30-amp cord, okay, which plugs in right there. This is the outside service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really need to go in there except for service. This drain line should always be hanging out like it is, so the condensation that's generated from the cooling process can drain to the outside. That's your furnace vent. This is cable through to the inside, so if you've got a campground cable, you can run it through to the inside. This is where you dump it at. These are low point drains here. That's the low point of the plumbing. You use those when you're winterizing the trailer. You have a gray valve here for the gray tank, which is sink and shower water, and then you have the black valve here. Let me see if I'm getting a picture of it. Let me put my hand here so I can see. Yeah, right here. That's for the black tank, which is toilet water and waste. So basically you hook your hose on here. You're going to dump the black tank by pulling the black valve out like so, right? You always dump the black first because it's dirtier water than the gray. So you dump the black first, then you'll dump the gray, and although it's dirty water, it's not as dirty as the toilet water, so it'll clean out the hose a bit. So you just dump the cleaner water a second. Okay. Alright, when you own a trailer, you have to inspect the roof 3 times a season or every 90 days or so. So you can walk up there, you go up on the roof or have somebody do it every, figure in the spring, in the middle of the summer, and then in the fall. And just look at all the sealant on the roof, make sure there's no cracking or separation anywhere. And if there is, get it taken care of. You don't have to reseal the entire roof or anything like that. All you're going to do is just touch up the area that needs touch up. Never use caulks from a hardware store or anything like that. Only use the correct stuff. In this case, it will be something called Dicor. So it's a lap sealant. So keep that in mind. Every RV place has it. Of course, you have a vanity sink here with a medicine chest above it. These are your levels. So your battery's charged. You can see your fresh water's empty. Your black water's empty. Your gray water's empty. This just has one gray tank, so you just disregard the second one if you don't need it. Got lights here. Your water heater, to light it on gas, you just do this. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you light it. Your water pump is turned on this way. You use that for pumping water from the fresh water tank, like I told you. You also use this to winterize the trailer. And this is the switch to extend and retract your power awning. Never leave the power awning on out when you're not there. Don't leave it unattended, because the wind can come up very quickly and damage the awning. So you always want to, if you're not going to be at the campground, just roll it in. Your furnace, this is the analog thermostat. It's all the way to the left. When it clicks to the left, it's off. It turns on like so. You probably hear it come on. When you get it over here and you go click it like that, that's off. As soon as you do that, the flame goes out, but it'll still purge itself, so it'll still run for a minute or two to complete its cycle. Okay. You have a radio here with a disc player. It also, you can stream off this USB, and it has Bluetooth, so you can stream off your phone or your tablet. This is the remote control for it here. Okay. And you also have inside and outside speakers, so you can select either one. The stovetop, you spark to light, so I'm not sure if he's got the gas on or not, so I'll just try it here. No, he's got it shut off, but all you do is you go to light and then turn the sparker clockwise to light it. That's all you do. The oven, you have to have a grill lighter to light it, something with a long neck. Down here, all the way to the back is a pilot light. So you're just going to go to the oven knob, you go to pilot, then you depress it and hold it in, or keep it depressed. You take your lighter and light the pilot light down there. Once it lights, you're still holding this in, it's depressed. You depress it for another 10-15 seconds after it lights to heat it up. Then you go to whatever temperature you want, and it cycles on and off as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes off, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you really have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Alrighty, so off of there. This is the power converter here. This device converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you have regular 110 volt AC circuit breakers here like you would have at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You can see you got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. Just everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. The lights, the fans, the motors, things like that. They're 12 volt. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner and the microwave, for example. So it needs both AC and DC power to run everything. Okay. So keep in mind that if any of these fuses were to blow, it'll actually light up and you can see them through this tinted plastic. And if you're plugged in to shore power, this will keep your battery charged. This is a battery charger, so as long as you're plugged in, it's always going to keep your battery charged up to capacity, up the battery up on the front. Okay. This here is your LP gas detector right here. It also does carbon monoxide, so it should always be green like it is. If it goes off, obviously you take everybody outside. There's a test button here. You'll see it'll go through 2 self-tests. Another one coming up. Okay. And then back to green. So if it goes off, you take everybody outside. You keep the door open. You can turn the gas off at the front and then figure out what's going on. Alright. You have a range hood with a vent, and the microwave works like any other microwave. Your refrigerator is gas absorption, so that means it runs on 110 AC or on LP gas. So it's fairly simple. You just turn it on. Once this is on-off switch, this is the mode switch. So right now we're going to auto. Auto means electric, basically. So when it's on auto, it always seeks out 110 AC power first. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas or run on gas. Also, if you're away from the campsite and you have a power failure at the campsite, for example, and the AC power goes out, it'll sense that and automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. The only other thing to remember about this gas absorption refrigerator is to set the temperature. Use this thing here called a thermistor. So you want to slide it all the way up so the wire is taut like it is. You see there's a sticker that it says high. It shows you if you go up higher it gets cooler, lower is warmer. You want it up as far as that wire will reach. You just basically leave it there unless you need to. If it starts to frost up and it's cold outside, you might have to back it off a bit, but generally speaking, you're going to want it up all the way. Okay, this is a vacuum. You could even sweep the stuff right up to it, and you can do that to suck up the pile of dirt that you sweep up, sand and stuff, you know, which is kind of neat. Your bed has storage right underneath it, which is like a foot locker. You have a power vent here, which is great. You got 3 speeds on it, so it'll really vent the place when you, on those days where it's not quite warm enough for air conditioning. Your air conditioner also has the controls on it, so you just much like a window air conditioner does. This is the emergency window. So basically, you just push it through like so, like that. You go all the way through with it, and then you grab a hold of this handle and pull this handle right here and pull the screen out, and out you go. So hopefully you saw that. Sometimes I don't pay enough attention to the monitor, so I don't know what I'm. Okay, so you're just going to go like this, push it all the way through, and then pull the screen out with this handle right here. Okay. My camera work is not always the best. Alright, so what the thing left, I think, here is the bathroom. So, you know, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. You have a vent, and you always want to run the vent with the shower to pull the humidity out. The thing to remember about the toilet, first of all, there's a flush pedal right here. You can see it. When you push the flush pedal, the trap opens, and that's the black tank directly below. So it goes like this. You have to have chemical in it and some water to start using it. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your water, your power, and all that. Your black tank is empty. The black tank's directly below. So what you do is you take whichever chemical you use, you'll take 1 dose and you'll throw it right in the bowl. Just read the directions to see what a dose is for your product. Then you'll step on the flush pedal, and because there's water is hooked up at this point, it'll come swirling out. That'll flush the chemical into the black tank. You stand on it for a few minutes till you put about a gallon or so of water in the tank. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is. It doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you have to have water and chemical in there to start using it. Otherwise, the smell will be overwhelming. Trust me, if you do it once, you won't do it twice. So you have to run it with some chemical and water in it when you first start out. Like if you're going to stay at the campground for another week, let's say, but your tank was full, so you had to dump the tank. You dump your black tank, but then you would come in here and repeat that procedure because it's empty. You'd put some water in it with the chemical. Okay? Alright, so let me look around. I think we've pretty much covered everything. The rest of the stuff is self-explanatory. You can drop the tabletop down and make a bed out of this dinette, of course. Alright, so, okay. Well, let me thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I said about inspecting the roof seals. That's very important to do. You do it every 90 days, 3 times a season. If you own a trailer, you should just accept the fact that it has to be inspected. If you can't go up there yourself, send somebody who can. And just keep after it. So, okay? Thank you.